Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brandon with 9 to 5 Tactical. For this video, we are stepping into our first USPSA match together. We have all been very curious about getting into the world of USPSA, and we wanted to bring you all along with us. So if you have been curious as to how to get into this sport, stay tuned.
All right, so I had a fucking great time. That was awesome. This is great. Yeah, dude. Running on concrete, our shoes get so slippery, so I actually slipped on my first stage. So, but yeah, great.
How do you guys feel the matches are going today so far for you?
It's going good. I feel like I'm getting a little more comfortable as the stages go on. But other than that, like, reloads are doing pretty good. I feel like I'm not jerking the trigger at all, so I feel pretty comfortable. I was really nervous and shaky beforehand, but now I'm kind of just like mellowed out.
Yeah, I'm definitely still a little nervous, but I think it's going pretty well so far. Last stage, I'm still here, so I haven't been DQ'd yet.
What do you guys feel about your first couple stages?
My first one was complete crap. I completely flubbed it. The second one did a lot better. It was ran pretty quick, and I felt a lot more confident about it.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about one target on the first stage, so I had no shoot there, or two mics immediately. So not too great start, but my second stage was pretty good. So I gotta somehow replicate that throughout the entire day.
Yeah. And then what about the last one?
The second one, yeah, I think we ran that one really fast. I like that one a lot.
Good.
That was more about speed than anything, you know, so like, I burned it down pretty good, I'd say.
Kicking ass, dudes. Bam. Bam. Boom. Damn. Damn. Damn.
Look at me like that.
All right, Dom. How you feeling after first range?
Pretty good. I made it to the end. Like, I got 2 mics. I don't think I hit any no hits, so it's a good day. Good one for my first one.
Brandon, how do you feel about your second time at USPSA competition?
Complete trash. It's pretty good. I messed up a lot. I mean, I got 3 no-shoots, and that's really gonna mess up my score, but it was all for fun. I mean, we all got joined in our first match together as a group for 9 to 5 Tactical, so yeah, we all had a good time regardless of our scores and everything. It's a learning experience. We'll make sure we do better in the next one, just keep learning. So.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about today?
I felt really good until the end. I hit a no shoot, and that kind of just like brought the end to the finish line a little crappy. But other than that, I feel like I didn't jerk the trigger. My recoil was actually pretty good today, and moving around running and gunning was actually really fun. So I pretty honestly loved it. So yeah.
Nice.
Alright guys, back at the studio now. We just finished our first USPSA match together, so we wanted to get back together and go over some questions about what our thoughts were on our first match. Caveat too, this is actually my second match ever. I did one a few weeks prior to this just to get some experience. Zach, this is his 3rd competition he's ever done, and this is actually Dominic's very first competition. So we all think that he did pretty well for his first one, and us all being complete beginners, it was a great experience, honestly. Walking into this match, we did have someone get it pointed to us to show us the ropes and everything. Like I said, it wasn't mine or Zach's first time, but it was Dominic's first time. So we were lucky enough to have Ethan with us, which he's the manager over at Crossroads, is that right?
Yes.
He's one of the managers over at Crossroads. He was following us along the way the whole time. Show us the rules, show us how to set up for stage planning, where all the safe areas was. Of course, in the morning we all had a safety briefing as well with attendance call. It was really great, easy time. Everyone was very supportive for whenever we asked questions, that kind of thing. They were all very supportive to answer in great detail, honestly.
Yeah.
So that was pretty great.
Because safety is their #1 priority, and if you don't know anything, ask all your questions and stuff like that.
Right. So throughout the day, Ethan was just showing us different things, little quirks, things we can work on. Whenever we messed up on the rules, whatever the case was, we didn't know what it was, he would mention it. On top of that, he actually got us, or at least me and Zach, I don't know if you did or not,
What?
the iPad thing.
We got a tablet.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
So on top of that, though, like Zach and I, Ethan pushed us to become part of the range setup and had us be the scorekeeper. So we were walking around with a tablet, calling out the time and the hits and everything, and recording it for practice score, which was very interesting. I'm very happy Ethan pushed us to do that. So shout out to Ethan for making the first match such a great time. So, so question 1, we'll have Zach start here. Going into this match, what were your thoughts on doing competition?
So what my thoughts were is that I've always wanted to do USPSA for a while, ever since I saw like really cool YouTube videos and just people like running and gunning, and that's like a good 30 seconds to like shoot 30 rounds as fast as you can, but as accurate. So I kind of came in as a newbie on my first kind of day, and I was really nervous, honestly. I didn't know who I was going to be against, but everyone was super duper friendly and had kind of warm welcoming arms and showed me how to basically run the match as like quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, I think I was nervous for sure. Like, I was like, man, it's a competition. It's gonna be like people just watching me and hella judging. So I was like, okay.
So you're more nervous about the eyes on you? Than
I was a little nervous with the eyes on me and like the pride and ego in there in the rooms and stuff. But you know, I don't know. I think maybe after shooting and getting accustomed so much, I kind of just zone out. Like, I'm just so focused on what I'm doing at the moment. So like, I just kind of forget there's a crowd behind me.
So prior to the match, so like you thought that you were worried about that, like having training scars going into this and like worrying about the safety,
Yeah,
different rules, that kind of thing?
definitely. Yeah, that was like something I was so concerned about. Just training scars getting in the way, or what's like doing things that's okay in like normal self-defense situation or training, but then not okay in a competition setting.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm probably in the same boat. I mean, I was nervous just like everyone else. I didn't know if I'd be able to perform to my best, especially like, I woke up at like 7 a.m. to go to this freaking match. So I never shot that early in the morning before, so we were all pretty tired and caffeined up,
Like
and
5
my
hours
hands were shaking like crazy, of course. But my mindset probably going to this match was that there was going to be some rules that I'm not used to having to worry about. Like one of them, was, especially for me, was the foot placement. Like if you have your foot just over the bar and you're touching the ground, that's a penalty immediately. You know, I'm used to like, just put my feet wherever I need to, and you know, just burning it down, trying to get it done as fast as I can, whatever the case is. But the fact that you have rules like that, which are little things, which is good, keeps it fair, right? But that was just something I was worried about going into this. Next question here would be, what was going through your mind after seeing everyone and that timer going off? So kind of like during the match itself, you know, what was kind of going through your head? One of the things you were talking about was the start positions. We're not used to those kind of start positions. Having both our feet on the stick straight forward instead of having our normal staggered stance. We literally just had a video not so long ago about the tips how to draw faster, and you know, we said to prep and have your, you know, your...
Yeah, don't forget to check that out when you got time.
Yeah. Shameless plug. Check that video out. For me, myself, I didn't think it was that big a deal, honestly. Like, I think when it comes to drawing that kind of, like, regardless of your stance, anything above the waistline and up, I think should be exactly the same. But when it comes to, like, your legs like that, it can be whatever position it wants. And I don't think your draw should change too much. As you get experience, obviously, it shouldn't really affect your time, or at least very negligible.
Obviously, leaning forward, you know, that helps with recoil control, you know, not being pushed back. But I think it's just like for the first 2 or 3 shots, you can pop those off and then just instantly move to the next stage without having to worry about how your feet were placed.
Yeah.
I was like nervous, like I just don't want to get like DQ'd, like accidentally like flags. I want to break the 180-degree rule, and I have a habit of like, I always want to point my gun upwards. Like that's what I like to do. Like
I mean, during training, like we're running.
Yeah, like when we're like doing the running and transitioning parts right between targets and spaces. That is not allowed. You have to keep it pointed down range. So that's something I was like constantly trying to remind myself not to do it in my head the entire time. Like, don't put your gun up. Don't put your gun up. Just keep it down range. So that was probably one of the issues. And then like I think some of the movement, like I can see how it was like definitely competition movement. You wouldn't do any of that movement in a self-defense situation. You wouldn't like you wouldn't like lean over and be like like just like
What do you mean?
on one leg.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one leg transition between targets.
Trying to finish the stage as fast as possible.
Yeah, finish as possible. Like you just have one leg over technically, so it's not across the line. So then you can actually like extend yourself further beyond the shooting line. I saw a few people do that. Like they actually had 1 foot up, but technically it was not on the ground, but it was still past the shooting line, so they were able to do that. And I think preferably for me, I like to have more of a base when I shoot. Like obviously I understand not all situations, competition and self-defense, you're not gonna have a very good base to stand on, but preferably for me, I like to have both feet on the ground before I start shooting.
Alright. So I think we all had pretty bomb fucking first
Oh
stages,
dude, our first stage was pretty bad.
We were first.
Yeah, we
like,
were
first
the
ones
first
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Like, dude, my first stage, oh my god, dude, I thought like, oh, this is gonna just be downhill from here. So I actually failed to seat the magazine all the way, because one thing I'm not used to is having the hammer down, and then obviously I had a full magazine, so like I wasn't used to like just slamming it in there. Went to go load the first part of the stage, and the magazine just fell out. I'm like, oh shit. And then I lost like at least 4 or 5 seconds there. Had to grab another magazine, and then because I was already so like, this is my first time running competition, this is my first time ever doing anything, so I'm already like kind of hectic in my head, like, oh, shit, I messed up so bad. So then on the first part, where after I got my second magazine, I totally skipped a target that you have to shoot from that first stage, first port, and I moved on to the rest of the drill. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. And then I realized, I was like, oh wait, I skipped one target. So I got 2 mics immediately, already lost 5 seconds, so that just ruined my hit factor quite a bit. So I was off to a not so great start.
What was going through my mind leading up to it was, I actually did get nervous with everyone having eyes on me. I'm not used to having all these random people watching me as I do this, especially since the first stage was us sitting, getting up, grabbing our gun, and having our magazines on opposite side barrels, and you can't stow it. You have to load and reload off the barrels, and that was definitely an experience. I definitely hesitated really bad on the first stage, and on top of just being, you know, having eyes on me, being nervous, I dropped the ball and completely forgot my stage plan as I went up there. And competition is really big on stage planning, so if you don't follow your plan all the way through, you're gonna hesitate, you're gonna take up time you don't need to, and potentially just miss targets. That really affected me a lot, so my mind was kind of just scrambled eggs for the first stage, not gonna lie. Like, it was tough for me.
Yeah, for me, so when we first got up, I was like, all right, I'm gonna kick the stages like asses, and then right when we got there, the timer went off, and I was like, okay, I don't know which target to shoot and when to reload, because I had a whole plan in my head, because we do dry walkthroughs and just kind of figure out where you're going to shoot, what spots you're going to be shooting at, and then what targets you're going to hit in these spots. So when that timer went off and it's early in the morning and you got everyone watching, you're like, forgot the plan. I forgot the plan. So you're going there and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put 2 on each one, and I was like, wait, does that one need 4 or 5? So I put 4 and 5 in that one because I didn't hit the A zone. So I'm like, so I'm just gonna shoot whatever and not hit any no shoots, which are the white targets. And yeah, it was a mess from there, but we got the first stage out, and then the next 4 stages went pretty well, I think, for us, because the more we got comfortable shooting, the more kind of experience we had with people being around us and how the whole system flowed. Because Dominic's first time kind of had to show him more of like, okay, this is what's going to happen, this is who's next, this is who's going to be waiting on deck, and then who's in the hole kind of thing. So just kind of like the whole process of when you should do your dry walkthrough and how to get everything situated, because there's rules with loaded magazines, with hammer having to be down on the pistol and stuff like that. So it's just kind of more of like intake of a lot of information in the morning, but also having to perform on demand.
I had a bit of a sensory overload. That's probably what messed up my first stage planning so bad. I was like just trying to understand the rules. What do I need to do not to get disqualified? Make sure
we're not used to that many targets as well.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we don't practice training like transition between like 8 or 10 targets. Like that's just something we don't normally do. I don't think I prepared myself for a situation where like 8 to 10 dudes are just gonna like attack me or something like that. I'm not like trying to defend myself from some gang or local militia, so it's something I'm not used to. But yeah, the first stage for me, I just like sensory overload. Everything was already scrambled, and then yeah, you can see in the results from my first stage, it was pretty bad. So upset about that one. But you know, you live and learn, because actually the rest of the day was pretty good. I feel like. It was just uphill from there. I didn't think any of the other stages. I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I did that better. I was like, I did that pretty good actually. I feel like I did the best I could. I didn't run back like, dang, I could have done like this or that. I think after I kind of got the first stage, wiggles out, and got over the nervousness, started zoning in. Everything was pretty uphill. I don't think I hit any no shoots after that, so it's pretty good. This guy over here, man. Yeah, those no shoots.
I don't know why they put them there. Honestly, they got in the way.
There were some slippery spots. Indoor range.
Oh, the lead?
There's lead buildup, and then all the casings, if you didn't clear it off, like they would be retreating. And when I was retreating, I actually slipped a little bit with the gun pointed down range, but like I didn't expect to be like the floor being that slippery. Because we have hiking. Well, I guess when we had like really grippy shoes, or I had hiking boots on, I thought it'd kind of be a little sticky, but it was not.
Yeah, I actually threw on some like tennis shoes, like because I knew it was like, gonna be slippery out there. So instead of just wearing the Vans I wear every day normally, I knew I was gonna slip and slide around pretty bad with that. So I threw on some of my Ultra Boosts, and that definitely helped. But it's still like slippery. Like I do think that's a bit of a safety hazard. So you gotta be careful about your foot placement and how fast you're gonna take these corners like this. Like starting your run and stopping your run is probably the most dangerous parts, I would say.
That is the only bad part about doing competition indoors. A lot of times the floors are like that. It's very slippery. Luckily, like on one stage when we actually run backwards a good ways, one of the ROs actually stopped before we started the match and explained how to properly turn your body with both left and right-handed shooters to run backwards safely and keep the gun pointed down range. That way everyone was safe. So that was very awesome how he did that for us. But I agree though, the floor was very slippery. I had so many points where I slipped and had to like take a second to check my stance before I started shooting. I think the last one I just like
you braced against the wall.
I literally did not care that the last one I was braced.
You just slammed into that wall.
Slammed into the wall as fast as I could, and just like, which was great because actually it basically stonewalled me. Like I literally became a part of that wall, and I was like the whole time like I leaned against it the whole time.
I didn't know you could do that. Like you use the wall as a brace. To, like, give yourself some extra stability. Like, you just because you don't have to stop, right? The wall will stop you. And then you just use it as a brace. Obviously, you don't want to knock the wind out of yourself, but like
that was pretty. I saw someone do that on one of the previous groups, I think, and I'm like, that's a bomb idea. I'm gonna try that out, and that worked out really well for me because I think actually on our group or our squad, I think I ran that the fastest. But I had one no shoot, so that really messed me up so bad. Honestly, I could have done a lot better. I completely messed up so many times. I had 3 no shoots, which really killed my score, unfortunately. But I'll take it home as a learning experience. I just had so many different things, and 1 transition, 2 grip, all that stuff. So it just led to me having no shoots, and that gave way for these guys to completely destroy me in this match. So
if you guys don't know what a no shoot is, it's a pretty big penalty in a USPSA match. It's like what, -10 points?
-10, right. And every alpha hit is 5 points, every Charlie is 3 points, Delta is 1 point. Is that right? I believe Delta's 1 point.
That was like 1 or 0 or
I'll look that one up. Well, look that one up later.
Fact check.
No shoots are -10 points, so those you do not want those at all. At all.
If I had 2 mics and then you had 3 no shoots and like put you below me. Score
I did go back into like practice score into the what if feature, and if I didn't get those no shoots, I would have jumped up there ahead of you guys. But
our setups, right? Like like we ran like our duty setups. Right? So a lot of people there, they had the competition rigs and setups. I think a lot of them actually had like what is allowed in USPSA matches. We had stuff which is our duty setups, and that is actually not allowed in a competition or USPSA competition qualifier.
There's a lot to the rules when it comes to that, which we're not going to get into that now, but we had to do a lot more research on that. I think we're still beginners with it. But if you guys want to see a video more about setups for USPSA, let us know.
But let me know that what we were running is not normally what people would run in an actual match. So
yeah, these guys both ran their duty belts or battle belts that they made. I actually ran mine from concealment. I just prefer to always do that. I just feel more comfortable with concealment, so I ran it that way.
So when we first started when I first wait. Yeah.
when you
That you
So I really like the people that are around the USPSA matches. They're very like-minded people, just like saying like if you want to talk about firearms, they're going to be on the same side about talking about firearms because they also have one and also want to run it at their competition too. So it's kind of nice to have topics that are very similar, easy conversations to have, and everyone's willing to be like, hey, if you want to backtrack here, you save some time, or if you want to shoot these targets a little quicker or do a different game plan when you're running your stages and stuff like that. So it's very nice to have like people that are also on your side and also willing to push you. Performing on demand is very kind of a little harder there because you also have people watching you, but also you need to perform on demand in self-defense situations too.
A lot of great people there, like-minded, that want to support, and that's kind of what it's about. Doing competition really showed us that, and we had a good time. Talking, networking, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I'll be doing it once a month, hopefully, to get some time. So it's fun. It's really fun. I'm excited for the outdoor competition matches too, if get a chance to do that.
Yeah, I definitely would like to try that outside.
Yeah, because they also offer like steel targets sometimes too. So I think that'd be really fun to hit some steel instead of some just paper. So
yeah. So to end this, what we always talk about after a range session, what do you need to work on when training to compete for the next match?
So some things that I need to work on after doing some matches is that transitions are very important. We don't normally train with 10 to 11 targets out in front of us because there's not normally 10 to 11 bad guys in front of us. So having to work on transitions is very important because your eyes can move faster than the barrel of the gun. So if you're turreting, it's going to be a little harder to transition from target to target. Also movement. When moving backwards or moving side to side, you also have to be aware of your muzzle. That's also something to work on too, because I'm normally, like, if there's a rule, I try to follow it within my head and try not to break it. So with that being said, like in a self-defense situation, if I got to turn around, that gun's being pointed up, and you can't do that in competition. So that's something I got to work on too. And reloads, making sure that you're counting your rounds and counting the targets that you hit during competitions, just because that when you're shooting 10 targets, you're going to need a reload somewhere in the middle between the 10 targets. So working on reloads is also very important, and make sure you seat your mag all the way. So yeah. But other than that, like it's very fast paced. You're going to be kind of mind blown when you first go, because you're going to be watching everyone shoot that's been doing it for a while, but you just kind of got to get over that little hill of, hey, I belong here. No one's going to shut me out, and positive vibes all the way through. So
one thing I noticed I need to work on is still my grip. I need to like bite down harder, because I had a good amount of alphas, but I had a lot of alpha Charlies too, which the Charlies were basically all my second shot. Like they weren't like far off Charlies, they were definitely like just a little bit there, like could have been better. Like if I just bit down a little bit harder, that would have been like an alpha. So that was kind of annoying. I was like, man, I need to work on my grip more, which throughout the day I did get better, more and more alphas, but I definitely had a good amount of alpha Charlies. So I definitely need to work on grip. And also transitions, yeah, I still need to work on that. I don't really work on many target-to-target transitions. I recently started doing it just like as of last week, just to be ready for this competition and not like break the habit of centering. I think most people, they'll follow their red dot across targets, but what you're supposed to do is look first, then bring it to your eyesight, eye box, I don't know what they call it, but it's kind of like bringing using a mouse. Using a cow. Sorry, I'm hungry. I need some protein. It's like using a mouse and bringing it up to close the browser. You don't like follow the cursor all the way there. You just kind of bring it up to the X and then click. But yeah, so transitions as well as working on grip. That's something I need to work on there. So now I know what I need to do. I think competitions are a great test to show what you need to work on.
I think I need to work on the most, which obviously, like I talked about earlier, I got 3 no shoots. I did diagnose myself and looked into what my issues were, especially after getting our results back. I did get a lot, mostly alphas, just a couple of Charlies, so it just tells me my grip is decent, but can obviously still be worked on. But my biggest hurdle was transitioning with vision. I found that when I was transitioning, I would actually drag over the target and double tap, but then by the time the second shot went off, you do the second shot that hits the no shoot, and that really killed my entire match basically for that. One thing that's very caveat with matches is that if you mess up one stage, it's pretty hard to gain that traction back, you know, to get back to the top of the board. So we pretty much I bombed my first one and my third one. That was where I got most of my no shoots, and I obviously couldn't crawl back. It's too tough. It really calls for consistency when it comes to performing on demand, and that's why I think the match was a very great test of performance, showing you can perform on demand basically. So we will do more matches in the future. I definitely will be probably at least try to go out to one every other month, just to put my skills to the test again and just see how well I can do, and also bring homework home for myself, because we usually do classes all the time and they get kind of expensive after a while, especially how many rounds you shoot, that kind of thing. So this is fairly on the cheap side. It's free to go to a match. You just need to pay for the range fee, and you still go home with the same, if not more, homework than you do at a class. So we're definitely gonna do more matches in the future.
It also tests your equipment. Make sure that you have at least like your equipment running flawlessly for the whole 30 seconds that you're running a stage, stuff like that. So make sure everything's like properly tightened, everything's lubricated and stuff like that, and your mags are working. Because if your mag like craps out on you halfway through your shooting, like you got to reload, and then that hurts your time. So you just gotta make sure all your equipment's working too.
All right, we just finished our first USPSA match. We have Ethan here. He shot with us. Could you quick introduction? Or?
Yeah, hey guys, my name's Ethan. I'm the sport manager down here at Crossroads Shooting Sports in Johnston, Iowa. We do a couple USPSA matches a month in the winter. First Wednesday night of the month, third Sunday morning of the month. You can sign up on Practice Score. If you want to try something new or you shoot USPSA a lot, come on down and shoot with us. It's a good time. I think these guys would agree.
Yeah, it was great. Ethan walked us through the whole thing. He has actually used the iPad. He forced us to do the scores and everything to get us comfortable. It was a great experience. Thank you so much, Ethan.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming down, guys.
Yeah. To end this, we all did agree that competition was an awesome experience. We all went away with our own things to work on, so it was definitely worth the trip out there to run our first match together. All great time. So thank you again, Crossroads Shooting Sports in Johnston, for hosting us and showing us the ropes for competition. We will absolutely be back. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you guys want to see more videos like this. Hit that bell notification to stay up to date with our content. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
It doesn't really matter where we look.
Discussion. I'm only gonna have subclips here, then like B-roll footage over us talking anyway. From the
Or that B-roll footage.